I have to say it's rather unfortunate that I have to come forward and seek a public social platform like Facebook to address the federal human rights uh, criminal acts against we, the Métis citizens, by the Government of Ontario, Crown and Indigenous Affairs, and its association and dealings with the non-Indigenous Métis, the non-heretic Métis Nation staff, Banding Council, non-traditional Banding Council, whatever you want to call them, the people that represent us that are not actually us. They call themselves our Banding Council. They live in, right now they're living in Sweden, Vero Beach, Florida, the Dominican Republic. I have all their addresses right down to the apartment, postal code, zip code. They're all very wealthy people living in very wealthy areas in multi-million, $3 to $5 million homes. And as soon as the money came in for us to buy homes as citizens, that we're gonna, we were allowed $250,000 to buy a house. They were going to give us as much money as we needed so that the mortgage payments fell within the allowable allowance from our disability pensions or from our native supports. But instead, the money was stolen by all of the 12 people on the top of the Métis Nation across Canada. Those 12 leaders across Canada, the first thing they did was they went out of country and they bought homes in their homelands. And then appointed themselves $1 million a year salary, $750,000 a year bonus, bumping it up to $1 million a year salary and $1 million a year bonus. And now they're putting forward all these little tiny numbers that counselors are being paid. The reality is you're just starting to let a few Métis people in on this. And very seldom, very rarely do those people who are half French, half Native American have full status as a family line Métis citizen through the fur trade whose family's been here since the 1700s. There's a great deal of French Native American people whose parents met in college in the 80s, and one was French, one was Native American. That's not Métis Nation. That's, you're half Native American, you're half French. Métis Nation is a family line that goes back to the 1700s. That's why I say you cannot segregate us. You're just the very creation of this nation is a racially profiling and criminal act against our human rights. We have the right to be recognized as our grandparents. We have the right to be recognized as French, Irish, or Native American. You don't have the right to say that you're not allowed to be Native American. You don't have the right to say you're not allowed to be French. French rights have been protected in Quebec since the 60s. Native American rights have been protected in Ontario and Canada, supposed to be since the 1800s. But the government has a policy of not abiding by its own law, which is pathetic. So now we have to do this. This Métis Nation is fighting for self-governance. As a Métis Nation citizen, it is my obligation to do everything I can do to stop the Métis Nation from gaining self-governance until it is able to govern itself under a body of traditional Indigenous Métis Nation people, not stand-in voters who were appointed. Our president now didn't even run for office. The secretaries put his name in, promoted him, got him in. They've done that repeatedly year after year through Moon River. It is corrupt to the nines. It took me 7 different visits to finally get an appointment with the woman to address my needs. And then when I did, I was ignored for another 3 months. And when I finally did get mad and go in and deal with it, she didn't know I was even a citizen. She looked at me and racially profiled me. Then when she found out I was a citizen and I had made complaints about her racism, she filed multiple racism workplace safety policy protection complaints against me with her co-worker to protect their jobs. They are stealing from us. They are robbing us blind. You don't think that upsets us? You don't think it hurts our feelings to sit here with nothing while we watch you scoot around in a car that our nation bought for you, full of gas, paid for with cards from our nation, on a phone paid for with cards from our nation, in an apartment paid for by our housing programs, but we go with nothing? Don't think it bothers us? To the point where we want to stand up for ourselves because we are being attacked. We are being robbed. It's not funny. It's unreal. And no matter how many times I say it, nobody listens. Everybody's like, yep, you are. Yeah, so? What the fuck is going... Why are the police not addressing this? Why is Crown and Indigenous Affairs not addressing it? Why is Human Rights and Protections of Canada not addressing it? Why is the World Health Organization not stepping in and protecting us? The European Union protecting us? The United Nations protecting us? Because Native Americans don't matter anywhere on the globe. On the globe, we're a problem because we own America. That's the fucking problem.